Hey yo everyone, I am Ignium, and this is the next episode in the Core Keeper playthrough, so let's get to it. I was thinking about well, I think I got this one, but I think there's 3 things in here. Like this shit's, at least that. Yeah, I was thinking about some things. Fuck off, buddy, let me complete my sentence. I was thinking about some things. Mostly about why exactly have I created this channel? With what purpose in mind? I forgot this one. I need to bring the ocarina back here. Although I don't recall if there is like another reason for me to go in there. But yeah, the reasons the way I created this channel was mostly because I wanted to be... I've been not exactly trying, but I wanted to be, like, play games for a living in a way. What I want to do primarily is just like make games for a living. But in the meantime, playing games for a living would be interesting. Oh no, that's a good guy. Ah, fuck, I forgot. Oh well. But yeah, so it's been like a while since I wanted to do that. Ever since... Shit. Possibly even before YouTube existed. It's very likely that it's pre-YouTube. That I always thought about, like, what if I could, like, play something, just, I don't know, I don't know exactly how to explain. But I remember thinking about things like that. I always fuck, I forgot that is a thing. It is funny because most of the time I think about how... I forgot the word for this. It is like... people that are able to kind of visualize what the future might be. Like some thinkers, for example, I think Michio Kaku, I think it's his name, I don't recall him. It's not a futurist. I forgot the name. It's not like nothing special. It's just like you are able to kind of see, kind of figure out how things are going. It's basically like logic and math. You're basically looking at things, you see one, you see another one, you think, oh wow, 1 plus 1 is 2, these things are going to connect in some way, and eventually things are going to happen. It's not that complex. Very simple action. Fuck this. Drop this thing. It's not oh, special and shit. No, not at all. Not at all. But I've always like, eventually now and then, just like, something. It would be good if something like this existed, and then eventually, like some years after, or even like less, the thing starts existing. Someone creates the thing that you thought that would be good if it existed. As I said, it's not that much of a thing. Like everyone can imagine like whatever the fuck, and then that thing might be real eventually. But then, I remember thinking about these things back when I was younger. Possibly like 20, 25 years ago. Because back in the day, there was like those TV shows that talked about games and shit. And in those shows, there was often like gameplay being shown and shit, but it was mostly just like trailers and like news about like games and shit. Not that much like focus into gameplay. And I remember thinking when I saw those things, like, it would be interesting if there was a show in which like there was only like showing a game being played or whatever the fuck. But then who would watch? And like cable or whatever. doesn't make sense. I remember thinking, like, there's the internet, but you can't just, like, place video on the internet. It just doesn't work like that. Images take, like, so fucking long to load. A video would take, like, even longer. And if you're thinking, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Images don't take too long to load. It used to. Boy, did it used to take long. Fuck, a simple photo, a simple image sometimes took like a minute. Sometimes even more, depending on the speed of your network, like internet connection. Boy, those are weird times. So, roly-polies. I could bring back those roly-polies, couldn't I? So I remember thinking about this thing, it's just like, eh, oh fuck's sake, I killed it accidentally again. And then eventually YouTube, but then that's a futuristic view. Can I take this one and get the seashell? Do I have enough for a shovel? Oh, I do. But goddamn, I don't have space. I do have space. So yeah, then when YouTube started being a thing, yep, I can literally get those. It would be way easier now. I just need to find the fucking things in the ground. Although I don't think it's going to be as easy to find them. Because like, look at the bunch of shit in here, not a single seashell. But yeah, then YouTube started. And at the time, it's just like, I remember thinking like, oh, now videos are things that can be shared on the internet. It would be interesting if someone started indeed sharing like games and like playing games and shit. But then back then, I didn't have a good computer. There was no fucking way. From the point until YouTube started being a thing to the point in which I had a computer. Not even a good one, but a personal computer that was mine. It took, what, 6 years, I think. You have to think it's Brazil. It's not easy. Things were way harder in here. I mean, still are. But not as hard as they used to be with these, like, with hardware and shit. Not a single seashell on the ground. So, then eventually started the Twitch. I don't think it was Justin.tv if I recall back then. There's a seashell in here. Looks like one at least. And I remember like just looking at it and just thinking, it's a thing that might happen, but it just doesn't matter to me because my internet connection is not fast enough to watch, let alone stream. So I was just like, eventually one day. And then eventually came the point where I could. It was feasible for me to stream something. It was in 2016. It's not that long ago. Back then, like, the people at... like, the big guys today were just starting back then. And then I remember starting as well. I mean, there were already, like, big guys in streaming shit. I don't recall which ones. Possibly PewDiePie was already a thing. I don't remember any dates and shit. I'm very bad with those. So, I started streaming in 2016. And then this is at the same time a problem, and it is what is the saying? It's something and a curse as well. I forgot the other word. It's a blessing and a curse. The fact that I don't need exactly to pay that much attention to what I'm doing right now because I'm just like looking for things to see if I find them. Maybe that there's seashells inside these things. There's octarine. How many seashells do I have? 6. If I have 2 more, I think I can use the scanner. I can create the scanner. Or buy, or whatever the fuck it is that it happens. So yeah, 2016 I started streaming. I remember I only was able to stream because I had a computer that was kinda, not exactly good, but not exactly bad either. So I was able to get my hands on a PS3. And then I thought, well, if I have a PS3, I could try and stream from it. I only need a capture card. So I bought the cheapest capture card available. Oh, fuck me. Chose the wrong option. I ate the thing instead of like placing blocks. So yeah, I decided I was going to buy a capture card and connect my PS3 to it. So I did, and I was streaming some games that I always wanted to play in the PS3. I remember one of them being Remember Me, which is ironic because no one fucking remembers that game. Very good game, like, very good game. The soundtrack is just incredible. Am I getting towards the... It's kind of is still in the... There's a shell in there. In the vicinity of the beach biome. There must be another name, but I don't recall. Oh fucking hell, I had to remove the shovel. It's gonna be able to hit me in here. Shovel, 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 there it is. Fatality! Here, let's get this thing. So yeah, I was able to stream some things, even if it was in my shitty ass PS3 with a very... Doesn't count as a... shell? Well, it doesn't for some reason. So I streamed a bit. I don't recall all of the games though. I remember streaming some games that I emulated on the computer. Oh yeah, I streamed all of the Metroid games. Not entirely all. I think it was Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Zero Mission, I think. Like the Metroids on the Game Boy Advance and the Metroid on Super Nintendo. And I think I started streaming Zelda and... Oh yeah, there was Metal Gear as well. I streamed the first Metal Gear game. I was going to stream all of the series, but I stopped eventually. Which it gets to the point that I want to explain more about why I stopped. I wanted to keep like streaming and doing things back then, but I had to stop. Back then I had a relationship, and then some things were not going right with it. And I started having the impression that streaming wasn't going to work. Which is like, it's not to blame like people around me, but most of my life, everyone that was around me kept saying like, you're not going to get anything with games. It's just a waste of time or whatever the fuck. So one of the reasons why I stopped back then. So we come back to these days, November of last year. I got tired. Got tired of listening to other people. Listening to other people saying that things aren't going to work. And I thought, you know what, fucking... I'm gonna start streaming again. It wasn't exactly November, because November was when I created the channel. Although, I created the channel because I had another channel like previously, the one that I used back when I used to stream. Which I'm going to eventually go back to it in a way, do like things around it. Fuck. But yeah, I just thought like, you know what? I need to eventually do this and like don't expect all the people around me to understand whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing. It's mostly an issue with self-motivation. I have severe problems with self-motivation. Like severe, considerable. If someone has an issue, I can help that person with that issue, like regardless of what is the problem. If someone just came towards me and just said, well, I'm trying to create a time machine and I can't, I don't know how to do it, it is incredibly likely that I would be able to craft such a thing. But if I myself think, well, I wish I had a time machine, nope, not gonna happen. Not going to do it because it's for me. Because it's to me. And that is the problem with having issues with self-motivation. Which is, as I understand these days, it is a problem with ADD as well. You are able to... It's almost like you are at all times thinking that you don't deserve things. You don't deserve the things that you have. And there's also the perfectionism. If you think about it, this episode sounds even more depressive than the one that was before. But this one is mostly because I'm just explaining how things are. Oh, you fucker, just wish I could... Oh, I could go the other side. I'm fucking dumb. I was thinking like, oh no, now I reached the end, I can't go anywhere else. I can't go the other side, dumb fuck. It's not a shell, is it? No. Not towards there, towards you. There's some nocturne. So yeah, I started streaming. I don't recall exactly the date, but I think it was around September, I think. Or October. I think it was September. Hold the fuck. Oh, it's because it's crystal. I was wondering why the fuck the... Ooh. Fucking hell. Oh shit. They're still shooting. Bad idea to place crystals in here. Now we have like 2 problems instead of 1. So yeah, I decided to start streaming because I thought, well, fuck it. I have a computer that's good enough. I'm gonna play like random games that are able to run on my computer, and fuck it. Fuck it if no one's going to watch. Or whatever. I'm just gonna do it regardless. So I started doing. Some people showed up. It was nice. Got some kind of meet some interesting people, although I don't exactly... I mean, it could be that you watching now is one of those people. And if you are, I created a Discord. You can go in there. Now you can kind of like hang around if like people eventually go in there. So I started streaming, but then I started like, since I wasn't, I still am not, but I wasn't, like, I think I had like, what, 10 followers on Twitch from when I used to, no, I think it was around 12 or something, when I used to stream back in 2016, which that didn't take too long back then to get. It was possibly in 2 to 3 days or something. Weird. It still seems very weird how easy it was back then. Tome of Deep. Summons an orbiting jellyfish minion dealing damage and impact. Oh, this is the same fucking thing that kept rotating around me, isn't it? Maybe I just changed it to a jellyfish. What did I remove from here of the food? So, yeah, I started streaming, hanging around, talking with other people. It is good as well because it allows me to not only train my English, but which is like piss poor, at least on the pronunciation side of it, on the vocal side of it. Writing, not that much of a problem. Speaking, not as good. Did I get the thing here? I think I did. This was possibly a the fuck is this? All those items. And me not wanting to drop anything. Wheeled Warden pants. I don't think I have one of these. Oh, I do have one now. But yeah, then I started streaming. I started thinking how it was kind of a waste of time in a way, because I wasn't able to play games that would attract people. I was just like depending on luck more so than anything else. Then I thought like, let's try and play like older games and shit. It's just like, so luckily at the time like Red Dead Redemption released and I was able to run in the computer, but then I started thinking like, sheesh, I'm most of the time I'm trying to pay attention to the story, and having to pay attention to the story and be entertaining wasn't as easy. Possibly because of the autism. Having to juggle two things at the same time, specifically having to juggle a social thing. Not that easy. So, not only was I thinking that, but I was also thinking about the thing that it was taking way too long to get like more followers. And then I thought, what if I did something else that is similar to streaming, but it's not streaming, but it would be running, because the main problem with streaming is that, for example, let's say I was streaming I think 5 to 10 hours a day. Problem is that if no one, there were days when no one showed up, and then I tried to soldier on and just think like, it's not gonna be a problem, just tomorrow someone might show up. But eventually it gets depressive as fuck, especially for me that have this time. I'm just throwing this one away, because I can kind of grow them. Fucking fish fossil, valuable, makes sense. So I started thinking like, I could, instead of like streaming, like record videos and upload to YouTube, because I could pay more attention to the... Is my helmet? Fucking hell. Pay more attention to the story or whatever the fuck is happening, and at the same time have something on the background that is like getting views and shit, and getting me out there. Getting like my channel or whatever the fuck out there. Which wasn't a thing on the days in which I streamed and no one showed up. And which is why I started in November to record and like upload videos to this channel, so that I could eventually go back to streaming, which is fucking. So that I could eventually go back to streaming and have this channel running in the background, and like generating videos and like maybe bringing the people that watch the videos to eventually go to the stream, and the people that are in the stream to go to the channels founders, and vice versa. Which would be the optimal way. And now it's what I'm doing. Wait a second, how many? 7? It is what I'm doing right now. Recording videos, uploading, like growing the channel, which is like growing and at good rates. It would be better if it was like a little bit faster, but it is growing. It is definitely growing considerably. For example, on the first, it's not like that big, though, like big numbers and shit, but on the first month there was, I think, 1,000 views, and on the second month there was around 7,000, which is like 7 times of an increase. It's considerable. So, for the moment, I can't exactly stream. I mean, I kinda can, but the situation is not exactly good for streaming right now. Also because, like, surroundings and shit, it is easier to have some modicum of control. If I am recording, I can pause every time. So, that's how things are going. Trying to grow the channel here. I forgot to kill these guys. Trying to grow the channel and then eventually go back to streaming as well. And after like these things are working out a little bit better, then go do what I wanted to do, which is like developing games. It is. The thing that I'm trying to do these days is trying not to stop. That's mainly it. That's what I've been doing like every single day. Trying not to stop. Regardless of depression, sometimes a considerable amount of sadness, some shit's going bad, health problems, just like ugh. Just like because it starts becoming a pity party. That's reality though. How many shells do I have though? 9. I could get those in the base. I think I'm going to go to try. That's it. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time.